Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Starladder Season 7. Today, we're coming at you live with Day 21 of the first 30 days of Starladder Season 7 Round Robin. We've got two great matches coming up for you folks today. Starting us off is going to be DUZA Gaming versus Team Empire. Thank you so much for joining us here on DOTA Radio. Oh! I'm Zyori, flying solo today, feeling frisky as well. Get ready for some one-liners, folks, because I think today will be that day. It's going to be a good day at Dota. So here we have Team Empire against DUZA. Coming up next, the Kaipi versus the amazing Power Rangers. Oh, that's going to be the match of the day, but first we got to get through this one. So let's take a look at some of the bans that are happening here. Team Empire as well as DUZA. You know what, before we talk about bans, let's digress a little bit. Let's talk about their standings, because we're at the point in Starladder now where standings are actually pretty damn important. DUZA Gaming going to be on our Radiant side here. They are 7-3 thus far through Starladder Season 7. They have actually played 13 matches, which is the most. They have come closest to the full round robin than any other team thus far. With 6 losses, it will be challenging for them. I'm not sure DUZA Gaming will be able to make it into the top 8, even though they are 4th right now in overall points. Now let's see how Empire's doing. Where are they on our list here? Team Empire, they are number 3 on the list. They are currently 6-3. So Team Empire, they're in good shape here. Less than 4 wins, certainly less than 5 wins. You're in pretty good shape to try and make it on to that top 8 next round. So Team Empire, they want this. They need this. This is the lifeblood of their existence for the remainder of this tournament here. So with that little bit of introduction, oh, is that a co-caster I spy? Ah, okay. Okay, no worries, pal. Alright, so it's going to be me solo. Alright, sweet. Glad we got some closure on that. Alright, so let's take a look at the bans here. Team Empire going to start us off with bans on Visage as well as the Wisp. DUZA Gaming going to take Clockwork and the mighty Darkseer off the field. Folks, what is happening? I feel like the meta is shifting beneath my feet. It's like Pangea is happening and then breaking apart in a matter of minutes here. Nature's Prophet, Shadow Demon, first pick by DUZA Gaming. We've still got Batrider on the board. Hello, McFly. We've still got Outworld Devourer on the board. Now, OD I'm not as upset about. We've seen this happening more and more frequently, where OD is not taken off the board first. Because he's kind of easy to counter. You pretty much know he's going to go mid. He doesn't really work in a tri-lane, and he doesn't really work in the off-lane. All in all, he's not that great of a first pick, despite him being a very powerful hero. If Team Empire does not take Batrider here, I will be shocked and appalled, and indeed I am not. I'm quite satisfied with that right there. They're going to take Batrider Naga to start things off on the dire side. But DUZA, Shadow Demon. Now let's think about this for a moment. They've got Furion first. That's great. A nice global presence. We've come to love and enjoy Furion. By the count of some teams, he is definitely first pick, first ban material. Other teams consider him not so. So DUZA Gaming, we know where they stand on that front there. And, you know, it's interesting they're banning the off-laners here as well. So I think DUZA Gaming going to try and really take advantage of that long lane as they've taken the Darkseer as well as the Clockwork off the field. So Nature's Prophet, always a great first pick. That's not the one I have trouble with, but Shadow Demon. I just don't see Empire picking Shadow Demon or banning him in this next phase here. Now, one thing that Shadow Demon does absolutely fabulously is set up for an aggressive tri-lane. We've talked about that a couple of times. Of course, that disruption, so good for setting up those skill shots. A Mirana, a Leshrac, either of those would be fabulous. Skills on the like to those. So I think that's probably what DUZA is going to be lining up for here. If they're not lining up for that, then I'm kind of befuddled by that Shadow Demon pick. You know, I just found befuddled the other day. That's such a great word. Let's see. Shadow Demon Illusions, incoming PL push. Collective Madness in Twitch chat. That's his opinion. We'll see. I'm not so confident, but it would be interesting. It could be illusion push action. You are right about that for sure. Nature's Prophet definitely brings a lot of push to the field here. So the next round of bans going to be complete. Team Empire going to take Dragon Knight as well as Doom off the board. DUZA Gaming going to opt to take Weaver and Shen off the board here as well. Now, what could be happening here, folks, is DUZA Gaming has looked at their statistics in Starladder and they said, hey, man, we're 7-6. We're not making it to the top 8. Let's experiment. Because you have to keep in mind, all these top teams, all 16 teams for that matter in Starladder Season 7, have very strict schedules. It's hard to get a practice game against them if it's not for an official tournament matchup. DUZA Gaming may very well be saying, let's experiment. This is our opportunity to try something new in a game that matters against opponents we know are on our level. That kind of competition you can't train for by doing 5-man matchmaking, for example. And that's what this draft looks like to me, because DUZA Gaming going to go ahead and third pick Earthshaker here. So they're going to have Earthshaker, Shadow Demon, and Nature's Prophet. An interesting team. A very interesting team. Not quite the aggressive tri-lane I was thinking, but with Earthshaker, Shadow Demon, you do have some tri-lane options there. Still plenty of pushing potential. One great thing about Earthshaker is his anti-push. He's a hero very difficult to push into. Not that Empire is gearing up for a particularly push-heavy strategy, but of course his mega teamfight presence. Again, I'm more befuddled by the order of the picks here from DUZA Gaming, more so than the actual heroes that they've picked up. Both Shadow Demon and Earthshaker are fine. They're both great wildcard picks, but grabbing them this early in the draft is very interesting, and that makes me wonder what DUZA Gaming is up to here. Now, the third pick is going to come out from Team Empire. They're going to go ahead and stick to their guns here. They're going to grab a Gyrocopter, an interesting choice, given Lifestealer still on the board, but I think Gyro will work well. He does have some of that anti-push we were talking about, does definitely better than Lifestealer in that regard, and a carry force to be reckoned with, no doubt. Quite a bit of team fight potential as well. We've seen that call down come in handy many a time. It does pair quite nicely with the Naga Siren as well. You set up with the ultimate, you can usually land a pretty easy call down after that when you engage those team fights. So definitely a bit of potential there. Empire may be building around that Naga Siren. They did first pick her after all. Definitely not a bad way to go. Enigma still on the board, one that we've seen a couple of times work quite nicely with Naga Siren. And I think a Gyro, Naga, Enigma kind of 2.5 tri-lane there would work pretty well for Empire in the safe lane if they throw that Bat Rider in the mid. Of course, some of this will hinge on where they want to put that Bat Rider. Very versatile hero himself. We've seen him jungle, seen him go in the mid lane. And here you have it. DUZA Gaming going to go with what I would consider a more straightforward pick here. Your Timbersaw 4th, and that's going to be great. I think that's going to make Empire think twice about putting Bat Rider in the mid lane. Timbersaw, such a staple mid lane hero. We did see him get obliterated yesterday by the Wisp CK combo, but still, of course, a very, very powerful mid laner, and against the likes of a solo Bat Rider should have a pretty grand old time. And I think Empire probably going to want to be grabbing a nice solid mid hero there. Team Empire may be a little upset that they banned out that Dragon Knight, as he does fare pretty nice against that Timbersaw as well. Empire may be looking for a Puck pick here, and they may be deliberating, hey, do we want to grab Puck 4th and gamble that Timbersaw is indeed going mid, or do we want to try and save that for our last pick and hope that DUZA does not ban him out here in this last pick? Ooh, and they're going to grab the Bounty Hunter. I like this, and that's sort of exactly where my mind went when DUZA first banned Darkseer as well as the Clockwork. You still got Bounty Hunter on the board. He's a great offlaner. Again, to comment on the match yesterday from Alliance and Power Rangers. I'm going to keep hyping it up, folks. It really was that great of a match. Bounty Hunter was the driving role. It was a great example of what Bounty Hunter can do in the offlane, even in a 1v3 situation. So, DUZA Gaming here, they're going to ban out the Enchantress. That is a fascinating ban. Again, I don't really see Empire picking her here, mostly because I think they're going to commit to Bat Rider in the jungle, and they're going to grab another mid-hero with their last pick. So I think that may have been a misread from DUZA Gaming, but we'll see. They very well may have wanted to put that Bat Rider mid, and Enchantress would work nicely with their very aggressive setup here between the Naga, Bat Rider, Gyro, and Bounty Hunter. So to reiterate again, DUZA Gaming, Timbersaw, Earthshaker, Shadow Demon, and Nature's Prophet as the final pick gets tossed that way, and there you go. Team Empire, what did I say 5 minutes ago? They're going to ban out the Mirana. She would pair so nicely with this Shadow Demon Earthshaker combo. That would be a killer tri-lane to the max. So much range on that between the Fissure as well as that long-range arrow she's got. And interesting, Centaur War Runner going to be the final pick here for DUZA Gaming to go with their Timbersaw, Earthshaker, Shadow Demon, and Nature's Prophet. I'm guessing this is going to be a tri-lane, a killer tri-lane at that, with the Shadow Demon, Earthshaker, and Centaur, off-lane / jungle, Nature's Prophet, and then, of course, we will see Mr. Timbersaw there in the mid lane. That's a little bit scary. That is a solid tri-lane, and, oh gosh, I don't know. Team Empire may be tempted to put that Bat Rider mid and grab a very defensive tri-lane hero there. I mean, Abaddon is still on the board, and I think he would work very nicely here to try and combat some of the efforts of the Centaur, Earthshaker, and Shadow Demon. Of course, the Aphotic Shield and the Dream Coil, great support abilities. And he would go okay with a Naga. That would limit some of Gyrocopter's farm. It would make Batrider's life a little bit more difficult. It really depends on how Team Empire want to do this and how greedy they want to be. Putting Batrider in the jungle is regarded as the slightly more greedy option. So if they want to grab again, I think Puck would be a fine example here of a hero that would work fine, that they could put mid to rotate Batrider into the jungle. We've seen Puck hold his own against the Timbersaw many an occasion. And we will see what Empire is going to grab. And whoa, a curveball coming out with that final pick from Team Empire. They're going to grab a Silencer to go with their Bounty Hunter, Batrider, Gyrocopter, and Naga Siren. Now that is an interesting pick, folks, because we really, I don't think we've seen any Silencer play thus far here in Starladder Season 7. I can't think of a time. No, I really can't. I can't do it. And here, let me reset this. Are we getting Dota sounds? Can you guys hear Dota sounds? There's no sounds happening yet. I feel like I'm not getting Dota sounds. Let me, hold on. Give me one moment here, folks. Let me just double check. What am I doing? Someone complained that we weren't getting... Let's just turn it up and see if they're there. I think I'm not getting any sounds at all. Can I make Nature's Prophet talk or something? Alright, we are going to move into a pause here, though, to start things off, folks. So, yeah, no Dota 2 sounds. Alright, let me... That's weird. Oh, no, I hear them. They're just really quiet. They're extra quiet. What did I do? Did I break something? Let me check my audio levels here. Sorry, folks. Well, good thing we went into a pause because... Alright, well, we can turn it up to high. That's fine. You know, let's just turn up the game. Even with the master volume this high, it's still that... That's so strange. It was so perfect yesterday. Alright, well, we'll know when we resume. Keep me apprised of the in-game sounds, folks. If they are too loud, please let me know. If they're not loud enough, let me know as well. One kind gentleman on one of the YouTube, the only YouTube video I uploaded yesterday said, if only I could hear the in-game sounds, and I just wanted to comment back, the sounds were there, dude. You just gotta listen for them. I guess they were too low. I guess that's what he was getting at. Or he wasn't paying attention. Very well could have been the case. I don't like to argue with people on YouTube comments, though. It just seems like a futile effort. You know, it's bad enough that I tango with you crazies there in Twitch chat. YouTube is a whole nother circus. Oh, Jesus. So let's talk about this Silencer a little bit, and where he fits into our current meta as we wait for this pause to resume here. No one disconnected, so I don't know what the pause is. Hopefully we can resume momentarily here, but Vanscore is going to be the one playing Silencer here on Empire, of course on the dire side of the map, and they have changed him a little bit from what I consider the original Silencer, where he has that aura about him. You know, heroes like Tiny really struggle because they get silenced after they cast a spell and can't combo. That doesn't exist anymore. So he is a little bit different. Now his passive that makes him do that extra bit of pure damage is the thing that steals the intellect. So he still does permanently steal intellect, and if this ends up being a late game, he can kind of transition into a little bit of hard carry because he will have a lot of intellect to boot. The Curse of the Silent has remained the same, and what's different is that last word ability. And now when you throw it on somebody, if they cast a spell, they take damage. And if they don't cast a spell after a couple seconds, then they get silenced and disarmed in addition to taking damage. So he's got one ability that both of his abilities make people want to cast spells. It's sort of an interesting sort of take, and it's kind of a weird ability to wrap your head around. I actually played an AR the other day in Random Silencer, so it's sort of ironic that this is fresh in my memory of being like, oh wow, this ability's different than I thought it was. I missed that in the patch notes. Huh. Last word. Of course, the ulti is the same as well, the Global Silence. It is 4, 5, 6 seconds, and if you get an Ognim Scepter, it does up it by 1 second. So he could go for the Scepter build, 5, 6, 7, that kind of a thing. Now, one of the problems with Silencer, of course, he is not so mobile. I think an early 4 staff maybe in his future. That's one of the biggest issues with him. His positioning isn't that great. It's hard to position him well, I guess I should say. His positioning isn't innately bad, but he's hard to position, I think is a better way to express what I'm trying to fumble over here. So let's go ahead and introduce our rosters as the creeps are going to spawn. Looks like our teams know what they want to do. DUZA Gaming on our Radiant side. Down in the bottom, they are going to have Limbo playing on the Timbersaw. He'll be facing off against Mag on that Bounty Hunter, and already Bounty Hunter up to his usual tricks. Going to grab those creeps and kite them away to get that first little bit of experience there. In the mid, we're actually going to see a dual mid at the moment for our Radiant side. Capron Furrion here, going to be supporting on the Shadow Demon, and he's going to be supporting Legion in the mid lane to go up against the solo Bat Rider right now, who's going to be played by Scandal. That means in the top lane, we've got a duo lane as well. We got Mib the Best on the Furrion here, and Nature's Prophet, of course, and Unstable going to be supporting on that Earthshaker. So they are doing some crafty work with the creeps here. They are going to block them in, and Earthshaker going to, well, make the life of Mib a little bit easier here, as they are going to be able to tank some creeps from behind the tower. So an interesting little strategy, as we are going to move into another pause, which will give us some time to introduce some action here. So this is some interesting strategy happening here. Both of the lanes pulling creeps in some sort of an odd way. Of course, Mag on the Bounty Hunter in the bottom lane here. He did what we saw yesterday in that Alliance Power Rangers game. Or no, maybe it was another match. I'm obsessed with that match, where you just cut the lane and just drag them all the way over to your tower and intercept the second wave of creeps, and all of a sudden you've got some lane control. One way to at least get that early bit of experience, get Bounty Hunter a little bit of momentum there. So that's not as surprising. It's weird enough to see DUZA Gaming doing a 2-2-1, because that's something that's totally gone out of flavor, and now at this point I'm totally convinced that's the mindset of DUZA Gaming right here. We know we're not going to make it to the top 8. Let's experiment a little bit. Now is our opportunity to do it against a team we know is giving their all. So Team Empire, let's go ahead and introduce them. Up in the top lane here, they are going to have a tri-lane. Silent going to be playing on the Gyrocopter, and I was surprised there to see him on a hard carry. Always Want to Fly, now officially a member of Team Empire, going to be supporting on the Naga Siren here. And as we mentioned, Vanscore going to be the one playing the Silencer in the top lane here. Now Nature's Prophet going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to eat an early ensnare, and oh god, Mib going to pour it out with, I don't know, maybe 15 hit points to spare or something. Mib, you lucky dog. He is going to survive, but almost getting taken out there in the top lane. So yeah, Vanscore, and he's going to be on a support Silencer here, so that's even more interesting. I mean, we know Gyrocopter's going to be the farmer up here. Well, really no one's farming up here for Empire, because they cut those creeps, and here now they're going to get a double wave coming in, so they're going to be able to clean it up. And it looks like Vanscore just chipping away at the creeps. I think they may share farm a little bit. He did go level 1 Glaives of Wisdom. So I would have thought if this was a true support Silencer here, he would have at least gone Curse of Silence or Last Word, just for a little bit of additional harassment. But he's going to go that kind of extra bit of damage, makes for easier last hits, what I think of as the farming build on Silencer. So we'll see how this top lane goes as the match continues. In the mid lane here, of course, it is going to be the solo Bat Rider, Scandal, going to be the one controlling him, and I think we did mention down here in the bottom lane, yep, the offlaner Bounty Hunter, going to be played by Mag. So I have to say, I like these lanes from Empire. That top lane is a little bit funky, but Mag is off to a good start. He is 5-1 against the 13-0 Timbersaw. It doesn't sound that great, but in an off-lane position, really not so bad. At least he's getting experience. He is level 3 against the level 3 Timbersaw as well, so Timbersaw only about half a level ahead of him right now. Definitely not too bad. In the mid lane, Bat Rider struggling just a pinch. He is 0-0 at the moment, so getting completely denied by the Centaur as well as the Shadow Demon here, and for good reason. I mean, he needs to be very careful here. Between the disruption and then that follow-up that Centaur can bring, Bat Rider not going to be able to farm much, and I think we'll very well see Scandal move into the jungle, and there you go. Here at the 3-minute mark, Scandal going to do just that. He'll probably stack a few times, use that Firefly. He was able to get a little bit of experience. He's about halfway to level 3 right now, so at least he does have Sticky Napalm and Firefly here. Going to make his life a little bit easier. Now I'm going to have a triple stack at the hard camp, kind of right near that tier 2 tower on the dire side of the mid lane. So Scandal going to have some opportunity to make up farm, but I like how defensive he's being here. He kind of has to, because there's a lot of scary damage that Capron and Legion can put out. The disruption, the Soul Catcher to follow up, 30% extra damage coming his way on the Centaur. That's a lot of DPS he can put out. Already going that aggressive build, level 1 Hoof Stomp, level 2 Double Edge. So he can put out a lot of damage. That's 350 plus the 30% buff from Shadow Demon, plus the damage that Shadow Demon's illusions are going to put out. Holy Toledo. Bat Rider is a squish bag this early on. Not surprised to see him box out of the lane this early on. Now let's go back to the top lane here, as it's been completely sacrificed. Mib here, as well as where's that Earthshaker? Looks like he's going to rotate down to the bottom lane here. They're just going to sacrifice that lane. They're going to move into the jungle. They are going to bump into the Bounty Hunter. He's going to get dusted. He will be able to windwalk already. He does have the Tranquil Boots. Going to get thrown into a disruption there. Going to take a little bit of damage. Looks like he's going to get caught by a Soul Catcher. It is level 2, but of course Mag will be able to survive this, as he's going to be able to windwalk yet again. So Mag, the one struggling a little bit, but DUZA Gaming, they've got a 4-man train now in the bottom lane. We're past the 4-minute mark now, 0-0, but DUZA Gaming going to pull 4 of their heroes down to the bottom lane. The only one not with them is Legion on that Centaur, who is still in the mid lane farming against Scandal. Other than that, they're going to group up for an early tower push, it looks like here, and of course that is opening complete free farm in the top lane. Gyrocopter now 26-5, and the Silencer is 3-1. So Gyrocopter, of course, is the primary farmer up there, as we would suspect. Now down here in the bottom lane, still going to be all 4 pushing. There's a double damage on the Bounty Hunter, who's now level 5. We will see a port in from Always Want to Fly on the Naga Siren. The glyph going to be used by Empire here, so it looks like they do want to pose a bit of a defense. Bounty Hunter going to go straight forward, going to engage on the on the Earthshaker. Now Limbo going to try to do a lot of damage. They're going to get the first blood on the Earthshaker. Double damage on the Bounty Hunter, going to be enough. The tower going to stay alive for now. Are they going to get the deny? Indeed they will. So they do trade a 1-for-1. Silencer does port in and get taken out by the Timber Saw, but they do grab the first blood on the Dire side, and they also do get to deny that tower. So very nicely done by Empire right there. Definitely a cost-effective exchange for them. Unfortunately, they had to sacrifice their Silencer to the Timber Saw, but Bounty Hunter getting that bonus gold, that is great news. Going to give him a little bit of extra experience as well. Mag now more than halfway to level 6, and that's really what Bounty Hunter wants to do. In that early laning phase, his goal is just experience, baby. He wants that track, he wants to open hunting season, and he wants to make it happen. Now, all the while in the top lane, Empire are going to have an opportunity to counter-push that top Tier 1 tower as well. They're going to take it out, though it is going to get denied by the Shadow Demon. So that's going to take the tower count now 1-to-1 in the respective long lanes. Both of them going to be taken out. I guess it's actually the respective short lanes for the sides that have lost, taken out towers, but regardless, the Tier 1 in the top lane for the Radiant, the Tier 1 in the bottom for the Dire have both been taken out, and they have both been denied as well. So an interesting little statistic happening there. Now, all the while, that did open up an opportunity for Bat Rider to get a little bit more farm here, and it looks like we may see some initiation. Always Want to Fly on the Naga Siren, going to get caught by a Sprout. Legion coming in. Oh, a nice flame break, going to knock Legion onto the high ground. He's going to be forced to port to that Tier 1 tower. Very nicely done by Scandal right there. Perhaps a little bit of luck involved with that, but still nice nonetheless. Going to force him to burn one of those TP scrolls early on. Now, that did open up a window for Bat Rider to get a little bit of recovery farm. He is now 17-0 in last hits, also level 6, and we're going to see Empire rotate to the mid lane. Always Want to Fly, going to initiate on the Earthshaker with an ensnare. Silent going to come in, pardon me, with a call down. Not going to connect. Silent actually going to be the first to fall here. Now the lasso going to be used right there onto Legion. Oh, wow. Disruption going to be used on Legion. That's going to mitigate a lot of the damage. Now I see some of that Shadow Demon pick there. Maybe a bit of a counter pick to the Bat Rider. Now looking back at that draft, maybe I'm scratching my head saying, all right, maybe DUZA Gaming grabbed that Shadow Demon, said, there you go, Empire, take the Bat Rider. We don't even want him. We got Shadow Demon here. He's going to mitigate all your damage with that disruption. It worked right there. It kept their Centaur alive, and actually DUZA Gaming coming out ahead. They got a 1-for-0 exchange right there as they did finish off the mighty Gyrocopter there. So really a great exchange. Earthshaker barely surviving by the skin of his teeth. Going to have a couple of hit points to spare. He did make it back to the well. He did dodge the cooldown, so Silent maybe misjudging the placement of that call down just a little bit. Perhaps overestimating the duration of the early ensnare. It is only level 2 on the level 5 Naga. She did just go level 3 Riptide. So, a small play there coming out from Empire, but no big deal. They're still in fine shape. If we glance at the gold graph, DUZA Gaming is leading by a small margin here, just about 400 gold, somewhere about 600 experience or so, and they're going to engage in the bottom lane. Call down going to be used. Bounty Hunter going to come around the back. He's going to engage on the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet only level 5. Track going to be used. That's going to be a track kill for Empire. That'll tie it up 2-2 here as we're about to approach the 8-minute mark. And now, we may see the Gyrocopter in a little bit of trouble. Silent diving a little bit too far forward, it seems. Legion as well as Limbo both going to be here on the Centaur as well as the Timber Saw. The Timber Chain going to be used. Silent now kiting through the mid tier 2. Timber Chain going to be used again here. Chakram going to come out. It is going to connect. Silent's going to be in big trouble, but Silent, pardon me, he's going to be in big trouble. He's going to micro through the trees. He might be able to survive. Mig going to port in. Oh no, going to get caught by a fissure. A beautiful Sprout. The Flame Break comes in to try and make some space for him, but not going to connect, and he will fall. But it was a great chase indeed. DUZA Gaming actually wasting a lot of experience to try and finish him off here, and that is going to make it 3-2 at 8.5 minute mark. But DUZA Gaming now with all 5 grouped up about the mid lane, and Empire still has the other lanes farming. We've got Naga in the long lane farming away, and Vanscore still farming here in the top lane. And whoa, Bounty Hunter going to be able to get another solo kill onto that Earthshaker. That's going to be a track in this Bounty Hunter already off to the races. Let's look at the net worth chart. He's second on the chart by a couple of gold there. Him and Centaur both sitting at 3.4k, leading the way at the net worth chart here at about the 9-minute mark. Bounty Hunter already 2-0-1, and let's take a look at the inventories. What's he got? He's got Tranquil Boots, a bottle, a Magic Wand, and a Stout Shield, as well as 1,100 gold in the bank to spare, but that's all you need is an early Bounty Hunter. Need that early bit of regen. Gonna grab those runes, and he's been off to the races. Mag having a great opening in this match, and this has got to be scary for DUZA Gaming right now, because if we look at the level chart, Bounty Hunter is level 8, Timber Saw is level 8 also, so he did fine in that bottom lane, but those track kills are really going to start to add up. It's tied up 3-3, but Empire should be ahead, And indeed they are. On that gold chart, they're leading by about 750 gold, now about 2,000 experience as we're about to approach the 10-minute mark. Those track kills really helping out quite a bit. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the inventories here. On the Radiant side, Mib on the Furion, going to go straight for the Hand of Midas. He's got the Hand of Midas now, 3 GG branches, as well as a Ring of Protection. Still no huge items on the dire sign, but we do see Gyrocopter with his phase boots already, as well as a Ring of Aquila, a couple GG branches there, some Tangos to boot, and Bounty Hunter going to go ahead now and start working towards his Vlads. No doubt does have the Ring of Basilius, as well as a Ring of Regen in the inventory now to go with those phase boots, bottle, and magic. Oh gosh, pardon me, those eggs, I'm burping them up again. And the magic wand to go with it. Now Timbersaw, he's also, again, he had a good time in that bottom lane. He's level 8, he's got the arcane boots, and already has a point booster. So this really isn't too bad for Limbo on the Timbersaw. He should be able to grab a nice timely Bloodstone here before too long, that pretty classic Timbersaw build that we've come to love and enjoy, and he should be just fine. Now he very well could just be grabbing a casual point booster here and try for something else. Could go for a fairly early Rod of Atos as well, if DUZA Gaming is going to try to catch kind of a mid-game advantage here, and they very well may do that. They don't have a traditional hard carry with that Centaur level 7. He does have a blink already. It looks like DUZA Gaming could be grouping up for some sort, or preparing for some sort of mid-game timing attack that could work very well for him. Now Capron going to be in a little bit of trouble up here in the top lane, going to get engaged on by the Bounty Hunter. Will be able to survive. Again, that disruption coming in handy. Now Mag going to take damage from that Whirling Death, but will be able to Windwalk away. No detection there to shut him down this early on. So our leading farmers in last hits are the Centaur as well as the Gyrocopter right now. Scandal on the Bat Rider starting to get scary as well. He is level 8, does have level 4 sticky napalm now, and he's on gray boots, empty bottle, Tango, a couple of branches, and an empty item slot soon to be filled with a shiny new Blink Dagger. He's just about got 2,000 gold in the bank there as he clears up a creep wave in the top lane, and he's going to be able to grab that item in just a couple of moments. So that's the timing that Empire is going to be looking for. Any kills they can pick up in the meantime are going to be an absolute bonus, because once that Bat Rider grabs that blink, we know how scary he can be. Now, Earthshaker going to be in trouble again. Going to get engaged on by the Bounty Hunter. He's only level 4. Bounty Hunter level 8. The Shuriken going to come out. That's going to be an easy kill. Another track kill coming out for Empire here as they take 4-3 at about the 12-minute mark. Now Mag going to be able to move into the jungle here, jack a couple of creep kills from the Furion, trying to rice a little bit with those creeps, and, well, just continue to be an irritant, forcing DUZA Gaming to blow some extra cash on that detection to try and shut him down, and still able to pick up stray kills about the map, really making the life of that Earthshaker hell. All the while in the mid lane here, DUZA Gaming going to group up. They're going to pressure this tier 1 tower in the mid. They are now going to take the tower lead 2-1, and that is going to be the first tower kill that has not been denied, leaving only 1 tier 1 tower remaining for Empire, 2 remaining now for DUZA Gaming. Looks like Empire did want to pressure this bottom tier 1 a little bit, but Limbo on the Timbersaw going to pour it in, and he will keep it safe and sound. The forces of Empire will retreat and save that push for another day. So let's go ahead and see any other big items picked up. Silencer, actually Vanscore been able to grab the Urn of Shadows here, so perhaps Vanscore really, the support Silencer is interesting. I guess maybe picked up for the ulti more than anything else, and we'll see how that affects this game. But down in the bottom lane, Limbo going to get initiated on, and Scandal not wasting a second with that Blink Dagger. He's going to hop right in, initiate, and Timbersaw going to fall. Now we're going to see some follow-up. Naga going to use the ulti. Both Capron and Unstable going to be in some trouble here. Capron going to get engaged on. Scandal going to blink forward, going to try to do some Firefly action. A nice Fissure going to come and slow down the forces of Empire, but not going to be enough to keep the Shadow Demon alive. He is level 6, but Mag just doing too much damage here. He's in a 3v1 situation, and he's going to fall. Now the Centaur is going to blink in. Legion going to connect with a Hoof Stomp. Needs to be a little bit careful here. Now going to get caught in the ensnare. A Riptide to the face, going to take more damage. Silent going to come in, and that's going to be plenty of damage coming his way with a Rocket Barrage, and down he goes. That might have been the Flat Cannon, pardon me. Anyway, down he goes, and that's going to make it a 3-0 down in the bottom lane here. Now 7-3 in favor of Empire at the 13.5-minute mark. Looks like Empire may group up and pressure this tier 1 tower down here in the bottom lane as well. They are going to cut that creep wave, and as creeps come in, they're going to go ahead and pressure it. So there you have it, folks. Tower count going to be even here in just a moment. 2-2. The glyph going to be used. DUZA Gaming going to possibly be looking for a chance to defend here. 1 port going to come in. It's just going to be the Timbersaw. He's going to port into 4. He needs to be careful. More ports on the way. He's going to get dropped before the ports come in. Now we're going to see a few more make it. Legion on the Centaur going to make it in. He's going to cancel cast that Hoof Stomp, and that'll be enough to scare back the forces of Empire. So they don't get the tower, but they do get another kill on the on the Timbersaw, and I think Empire may be very happy with that kill they're going to be able to pick up right there. They're going to throw a sentry down, hoping perhaps to catch the Bounty Hunter. Not going to find him, and DUZA Gaming now going to smoke up the Centaur, the Shadow Demon, as well as the Earthshaker here, all going to be in a smoke as they migrate their way towards the mid lane, and we'll see what they do with it. Looks like they're going to try to find an opportunity to pick someone off. They're going to migrate through the mid lane, head towards the top. Scandal going to go ahead and bottle up a haste rune, but it very well may not save him here. Centaur going to initiate the hoof stomp, the double edge, and the Nature's Prophet ulti actually from afar to follow up, and that'll be the end of the Bat Rider. He grabbed the haste rune, but not going to be enough to keep him alive. So, interesting counter kills. They're coming out from DUZA. That's going to make it 8-4 here now at the 15-minute mark, just about to approach it. And some more of those core items starting to pop into the inventories. Mib on the Nature's Prophet now going to be able to work towards that Shadow Blade. Does have a Claymore to go with that Hand of Midas, as well as that one Ring of Basilius and the Grey Boots. We mentioned the blink on Centaur as well as the blink on the Bat Rider, and Bounty Hunter are going to have phase boots and now a Vlad's offering to go with those other regen items. We knew he was working on it, but now he's going to be able to pick it up. Gyrocopter still yet to make a big item pickup, though it looks like, yep, there it is. The Drum of Endurance going to be in the bank. He's going to throw him in the inventory as we speak. Now DUZA Gaming, they're starting to hit this mid-game timing I was talking about. They are going to take all 5 to the top lane. They're going to group up. Earthshaker going to get caught by the Bat Rider. He's going to blink over the trees. Down he goes. Firefly Lasso combo going to be too much for unstable on that Earthshaker. All the while, though, the tower does go down. Furion going to be able to grab that last hit, but Furion will pay with his life as he gets caught with an ensnare. And now we're going to see the rest of the engage continue, looking very bad for DUZA Gaming. Centaur going to get killed. A call down going to come as well. Timbersaw going to cleaned up. Shadow Demon, the only one to survive, as he did port back to safety. So Empire going to trade a 4 for 0 and also give up their tier 1 tower in the top lane. So that will take the tower count now 3-1, but of course Empire leading the way 12-4. Let's take a look at that graph and see what story it's telling. Empire now leading by just about 4,000 gold, possibly more after the details of that fight update, and the experience advantage way in their favor to boot here at about 10,000 at only the 16-minute mark. So certainly Empire can't be too upset with themselves at the moment. They're really starting to take command of this game, especially Scandal on that Bat Rider. He's now level 11, going to have another half second on that Flaming Lasso. And again with Bat Rider, we see it. Once he grabs that blink, he becomes a different hero. But in the meantime here, Empire going to group up in the mid lane. Looks like they do want to pressure that tier 1 tower. There is going to be another defense from DUZA. We will see an ultimate from the Naga Siren. It won't be enough to save the Bounty Hunter as he does get caught deep in the tower, but the remaining 4 members going to survive. And Van Score almost getting caught. He did get clipped by a Chakram there from Limbo on the Timbersaw, but he did make it out with a little bit of team support. So Empire will sacrifice their Bounty Hunter there, unfortunately for him, but alas, they keep most of the team alive at least. Which isn't all bad. Now Bounty Hunter, he's level 11, so track can be that much more powerful. Definitely open hunting season at this point for him. He does have an Ogre Club now to go with that Vlad's offering and the phase boots, so going to be one step closer to that BKB, no doubt. Naga Siren now also going to be able to make her first kind of sizable item pickup after the Arcane Boots. Going to be able to grab that Medallion of Courage, always a great item pickup. We've seen it on the Visage, but in this situation, Naga going to be playing that similar role, and a Medallion so great for those stray kills, reducing 6 armor, so significant this early on in the game. Absolutely no question about it, folks. Now on the Radiant side, we will see Nature's Prophet make a sizable item pickup as well. Going to be able to complete that Shadow Blade, so the Midas finally starting to pay off for him, as the Shadow Blade will be grabbed to go with the Boots of Speed, the Ring of Basilius, and the 2 Iron Branches that he's got still in the inventory from earlier on in this game. Level chart as well, not so bad for DUZA Gaming. You'd look at that experience graph and think things are bad, and they are. Their supports compared to the Empire supports are really telling the different story here, but Furion is indeed the highest level right now. Midas playing a big role in that, but he is level 11 on par with Bat Rider, Bounty Hunter, and Gyrocopter, who are all level 11 themselves, and then followed by the Centaur as well as the Timbersaw there, both at level 9. So that's really where that big gap in experience comes in when you're looking at that middle of the pack. Those 2 essentially solo heroes, both level 9 at this point. Empire will group up in the bottom lane. They are going to take out that tier 1 tower, so that is going to help level out the tower count now. That will make it 2-3, still in favor of DUZA Gaming, leading by 1 tower. Of course, each team has denied 1 tower apiece of those 5 that have gone down total. So just another important thing to remember here when admiring that gold graph. We are going to see our dire side Empire start moving through the Radiant jungle. Still all 5 of them grouped up about the bottom lane here. They are going to migrate into the jungle, perhaps looking for an opportunity to catch a stray member of DUZA Gaming, but alas, they will go home empty-handed. Well, perhaps not going home, as they are going to continue to press up here. It looks like they do want to pressure this tier 2 tower down here in the bottom lane. Gyrocopter clearing up this creep wave, and they're going to press forward. This tower going to take some damage. All the while, though, in the top lane, we will see Mib on that Furion. He is level 11 again. Going to be pressuring that tier 2 tower in the top lane. It looks like DUZA going to group up as a 4-man pack here in the mid lane. lane, everyone except that of Nature's Prophet to pressure the tier 2 in the mid. Now, they're going to have to be a little bit careful here because Empire are going to have the timing advantage. The tier 2 in the bottom lane taking a lot of damage. The glyph going to be used. It's going to be a couple hit points from dead, and then Empire are going to start porting back. Still the tier 2 in the mid as well as the tier 2 in the top alive. Tier 2 in the bottom does fall, and uh-oh, here's going to be the initiation. Legion on that Centaur going to hop in on the Naga. Naga does have an ulti here. Limbo and the Timbersaw going to be in trouble. He's going to be the first to fall. We'll see the Naga fall shortly after a nice Furion ulti, but it won't be enough to keep the Centaur alive. I think he's destined to fall right here. Gyrocopter doing a nice job kiting back and forth. Scandal on the Bat Rider trying to do what he can. He's going to try to commit suicide. It's not going to happen, and down he goes. Capron, I don't think he even can commit suicide with double-edged axe. But Capron going to fall here as well. Looks like Limbo going to buy back. He's going to pick up a kill here onto the Bat Rider. Actually, we'll see the Earthshaker grab that last hit, but Limbo doing most of the damage. Vanscore going to be able to use a charge of that urn on himself. Chakram going to come out. The Silencer not going to be able to survive, and down he goes. So DUZA Gaming going to be able to get a bit of cleanup there. It looks like it was a 3 for 4, but of course there was a buyback used by Timbersaw, so that does level it out a little bit. Empire still not quite finding the exchange they were looking for, though important to note they did get that tier 2 tower in the bottom and still have kept their tier 2 in the top as well as their tier 2 in the mid alive, albeit very, very low. Now Limbo going to cut between the tier 2 and the tier 3 in the mid lane. He will get caught in ensnare, going to Timber Chain away, going to take a few shots from the tower. Silent on the Gyrocopter. He wants to make it happen, but he's just too low on HP and not going to be able to do it. Limbo will be able to make it out through the dire jungle. So now Empire still leading 15-9. They are going to press forward. Mib is going to try and Shadow Blade away, but he's going to be tracked. He's going to be in big trouble here. The tier 1 tower in the mid lane still alive for DUZA Gaming, and that will repel the forces of Mag. He doesn't want to dive it. He did see the port coming in from a mystery member of DUZA Gaming. Indeed, it was Legion on that Centaur, so a smart choice to back up, I think. He does have that blink, of course, does have plenty of initiation power. Let's take a look at some more item pickups here, as more have happened in this match. We do see Limbo on the Timbersaw, now level 11, does have the Soul Booster, already broke the Arcane Boots, now on Boots of Speed, Soul Booster, and Magic Wand, of course, trying to rush that valuable Bloodstone. Scandal on the Bat Rider, grabbing his next core item, the Force Staff, to go with the Blink Dagger, still on the Boots of Speed, again, is level 12 now, so classic item build for Bat Rider. You hop in with the Blink, Lasso Firefly, and you Force Staff backwards. All of a sudden, you've got a 5v1, and you can transition into a 5v4. Whoa, Nelly, that's the power of the mighty Bat Rider right there. So we're going to see Empire here. They're going to posture around the Roche Pit. Let's take a look at the ward coverage, see where we're at, and not much for our Radiant side. DUZA Gaming actually only has one ward down right now, and it's a sentry in the mid lane, so that's not going to help them too much. Looks like, oh, pardon me, they do have one down here. Nope, that's a Dire ward. Jesus Christ, folks. So Dire are going to have the Roche Pit completely warded up here. They've got a couple of sentries down. They've got the Vision on lockdown, and they are going to move it into the pit. Looks like DUZA Gaming is not all the wise, as they have 4 in the mid lane, could easily contest this, but they're not going to venture over that way without the Vision. They don't want to walk into darkness, and Roshan going to fall. That will be an easy Roche kill for Empire, completely unchecked. Aegis of the Immortal going to end up in the inventory of the Gyrocopter, of course being controlled by Silent, who has now been able to pick up a Black King Bar to go with the Phase Boots, Ring of Aquila, Drum of Endurance, and now an Aegis of the Immortal. Interesting to also see a Quelling Blade in the inventory of Silent. Not something you see on a ranged hero all that often, but will give him an extra 12% damage on those creeps to make that early game last hitting that much easier. Now in the top lane, this tier 2 tower taking a lot of damage. Furion trying to be sneaky. They are going to use the glyph, and it will cause a deny here. Nicely done by Empire, so they are going to take the tower disadvantage. They did lose their tier 2 in the mid lane as well. Total tower count now is 3 to 5 in favor of DUZA Gaming, but at least 2 of those from Empire have been denied, so they're doing a fine job down here. We are going to see a ward come down from DUZA, unfortunately going to be in range of a sentry, so we will see Scandal on this Bat Rider trying to poke away at it. He's not going to press his life, though. He knows that DUZA is nearby in the jungle, and he is going to back off, so DUZA Gaming, man, they just cannot catch a break with these wards. Very unfortunate for them. They desperately need ward coverage right now. Their map control is purely abysmal, but there's just not much they can do about it, especially with sentries like that. In the mid lane, Legion going to get caught. Bat Rider going to initiate on him. Going to use that classic Wombo combo right there. I just described it. The Blink, the Lasso, the Firefly, followed up by the Force Staff, and Legion will get picked off in a 5v1 fashion there in the mid lane. Now Scandal on that Bat Rider. Going to be 5-2-7. The Bounty Hunter 4-2-5 as Team Empire continuing to take the lead in this match. I guess I should say maintain the lead as they are up 16-9. Now Limbo going to get caught. He strayed way too far forward. What were you thinking, buddy? It was a 1v5, nothing he could have done. He got caught in the ensnare, and that was the end of the Timbersaw as we knew him. Tier 1 tower in the mid lane going to fall for DUZA Gaming. Now Capron going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to try to migrate his way through the trees. He's going to be able to disrupt himself. It's going to buy some time. Actually, they're going to come in. A nice Echo Stomp, but it's not going to be enough. Oh no, the Earthshaker get cleaned up, as does the Shadow Demon, and it's looking very, very bad for DUZA Gaming here. Now Legion on the Centaur. He's going to be back. Did he buy back? Nope, looks like he just respawned, but he's going to get taken out yet again. Ensnare proving to be so effective for Empire right now. It seems like at least a third of their kills have been set up thanks to that Naga Ensnare. Absolutely no way around it. Not much DUZA can do. They have an aggressive team for sure, but our Radiant side has nothing in the way of support. I think if they had an Abaddon, it would be helping so much right now. That a Photic Shield would be working wonders to try to get them out of the Ensnares that Empire has, but they can't. Nothing they can do. If they get stuck in the Ensnare, if they get taken out. Now Limbo going to hop forward with the Timber Chain to try and defend that tier 2 in the mid. Always want to fly. Going to be able to go ahead and sing the Song of the Siren, and that will keep him alive. He does have only a couple hundred hit points to spare. Uh-oh, Nature's Prophet going to pour it in, and down he goes. Nicely played by Mib right there. Very well may cost him his life. Uh-oh, maybe they'll get a counter kill, or a follow-up kill here onto the Gyrocopter as well. Gyrocopter going to take a lot of damage here. Shadow Demon going to come in. Looks like Silent may have overcommitted a little bit. He's going to fall. He does have the Aegis, however, so he's going to pop back up. All the while, the rest of Empire are going to be able to group up on Limbo, and he's going to fall. So they did get the kill on Naga, but they will make it a 1-for-1 as they do trade their Timber Saw as well. Pardon me. Uh-oh, Bat Rider going to blink forward. He's going to lasso the Earthshaker. That's going to be another easy kill for Empire there. Now 22-10 at the 25-minute mark in our first game of the day. Oh no, DUZA Gaming in big trouble. Now Shadow Demon going to get engaged on again. He's going to throw a disruption onto the Bounty Hunter. That'll buy him some time, but only a matter of seconds as Gyrocopter comes in to finish him off. Now we'll see the Centaur wander by. Oh gosh, DUZA Gaming, what are you doing, folks? I know you were experimenting with these picks. I know you wanted to have a little bit of fun in this match, but one at a time running into 5 is just not the way to do it. Team Empire just steamrolling their way through DUZA Gaming as they get picked off one at a time. The fight started in the mid lane on the Dire side of the map, migrated into the Dire jungle, and ended all the way over at the Radiant Ancients as DUZA Gaming continued to walk into their death one at a time. I think Empire very well may have this game in the bag, folks. 24-10 here as we approach the 26-minute mark. It's now a 12,000 gold lead, 12,000 experience lead, and the tower count is even now, 5 apiece, as Empire has leveled it out. Their tier 2 tower in the bottom lane did take some pressure from Furion during that last fight, but they're quickly just overtaking the power of this match.
Haste.
Let's take a look at the inventories. I think some things are starting to reflect that as well. On the Dire side, we see that BKB in the inventory of Gyrocopter, also a BKB now in the inventory of Bounty Hunter. Bat Rider going to grab his first Mithril Hammer, probably going to be a BKB of his own as well. Silencer with the Staff of Wizardry, most likely going to be working towards a Force Staff of his own, but uh-oh, Bounty Hunter, he's going to walk by a sentry. They're going to catch wind of him. They're going to get a whiff of his scent, so to speak. But he is going to survive, going to walk out of range of the sentry. They're not going to be able to finish him off. Now Limbo going to hop forward. The rest of Empire are going to be here. A big call down going to be used. Going to get set up by the Naga Siren ulti. That'll be enough to set up a kill on the Shadow Demon. Now the Timber Saw going to be in some trouble. He's going to get engaged on. Fissure going to come in. That'll slow down the efforts of Empire. Limbo going to Timber Chain away. Chakram going to come out. Uh-oh, and Ensnare going to come. He will be able to Timber Chain away. Still caught in the Ensnare. Now Mag going to follow up. There's a Shuriken toss, and I think Limbo destined to fall there. Down he goes. Another track kill in the bank for Team Empire. Now Legion on the Centaur going to be in some trouble. He's headed for the hills. Looks like he did use that Stampede defensively. A nice Flame Break, going to buy in some time. Scandal going to blink forward, does have a lasso. Legion going to get caught. He's going to get stuck in an ensnare. Down he goes. The lasso not even going to have to be used. Now 27-10 as Empire continues to pull ahead. Scandal going to hop forward with his push stick. Going to be able to grab the Nature's Prophet. He's going to Shadow Blade away and will survive. Now the last remaining tier 2 tower for our Radiant team very well may fall right here. 4 members of Empire are grouped up. Glyph going to be used by DUZA Gaming. Looks like they do want to pose the defense. They've got one person down here. Going to be Capron on the Shadow Demon. He's going to take a track to the face. He needs to be careful. He knows they've got initiation range, or maybe he doesn't, because he gets caught, and down goes Capron. Going to disruption himself. That'll buy him a few seconds, but when he pops out of that nether vortex there, he's going to get dropped like he's hot right away. That's going to be 28-10 here now at the 28-minute mark. Empire is on fire. They've taken out the last remaining tier 2 tower. The tower count now 6-5. They're leading by somewhere about 17,000 gold, 15,000 experience. DUZA Gaming in big trouble here, folks. We do see the Earthshaker. He grabbed a blink quite a while ago to go with those arcane boots, but it's one of those situations of too little too late, pal. He is level 11, does have the level 2 Echo Slam, so DUZA Gaming, they have an opportunity to repel. When Empire is grouped up pushing like that, they've got an okay team to try and stop the pushing. The Chakram initiate, they've got Earthshaker to go in with that blink. Oh no, Mib, he's gonna get caught. He's all alone in the dire jungle. Looks like he was up to some fancy work, but he's gonna fall. He does. I thought he was gonna get the courier there. I saw that tower killed by the Radiant. What? Nope, not at all. So, Mib does, he causes a distraction. He takes out the last remaining Tier 2 tower for Empire as well. So again, tower count is leveled out at 6 apiece, as Empire does lose that bottom Tier 2 tower, but probably not worth a suicide at this stage in the game as a level 16 Nature's Prophet. Now, Nature's Prophet has also made a big item pickup to go with that Shadow Blade and the Power Treads. He's got an Orchid Malevolence, so that's always a big item, and will allow him to be a little bit more aggressive, but all in all, I just don't think it's going to be enough compared to the massive inventories of Team Empire. Now, Bounty Hunter, he got the BKB. He's going to have a Desolator to go on top, so that's going to be BKB, Desolator, Vlad's, and Phase Boots in his inventory now. He's a scary force indeed. Bat Rider now going to have his BKB to go with the Blink Dagger as well as the Force Staff. Also has a Gem of True Sight for good measure. Silencer going to have a nice big item pickup here. He's going to be able to grab the Force Staff, as we talked about earlier on, and just going to go straight into a Pipe of Insight. So far, it seems Empire could have done anything with this last pick. They were like, all right, this is a funky roster. We're going to try out Silencer. I have not seen Silencer really do much this game. Venscore's just been playing that position 4, position 5 support, roaming around. He was stacking the jungle. He's got level 4 passive here. What is it called? The Blades of Wisdom? Glaives of Wisdom, Jesus. And level 4 Last Ward. Of course, he's been using that ultimate. It's been helping. Bounty Hunter can be able to get a free kill on Shadow Demon here. Uh-oh, are they going to be able to grab Legion on the Centaur as well? This could be bad news bears for DUZA Gaming. This very well could be their last fight now that Empire's looking scary. But, I mean, Vanscore doing just fine on Silencer. He's playing that support role. He just got that big silence. He just used it now that he has a pipe. He's really bringing a lot to the team. He showed up to the party. He brought the chips. He's everybody's favorite company. Now in the mid lane, we're going to see Initiation with the Naga ulti. Going to be enough to finish off the Centaur. Now we're going to see action continue here in the mid lane. It's been a 2-0. Now 31-10. I feel like it's been to 10 for a while here. DUZA Gaming has not picked up a kill in the last couple minutes of gameplay, to say the least here. And there we go. We're going to see Bat Rider hop forward. He's going to find himself a Timbersaw. Timbersaw going to fall. Silencer going to be the one to grab that last hit. And there you go. Whoa! A big Echo Slam coming out from the Earthshaker there. He's going to be able to finish off the Bounty Hunter. Going to do a lot of damage to Team Empire, and that will repel the push. I told you, he's a great anti-pusher here, and we're going to see some action come out as, who came out of the base there? Nature's Prophet popped out. He does finish off the Naga, but he's going to fall as well. Now Vanscore, whoa, who's that guy all of a sudden? He's going to try and engage on the Shadow Demon here, doing a lot of damage. Capron going to be one hit from death. He is going to fall to the Silencer, but Silencer will pay with his own life. So Empire maybe getting a little hyper-aggressive right there. Vanscore a bit frustrated with that death as we see the gibberish being slammed onto the keyboard there. But nonetheless, Empire is still in great shape in this match. The gold lead even larger now, about 2,500 or 25,000. Jesus, 25,000 gold. Looking at the experience, we have somewhere about 25,000 experience as well. So Empire definitely still in great shape to take this game here. Let's get into the net worth chart, and yeah, Gyrocopter at 18k. Highest on our Radiant side is Nature's Prophet, and he's the only one. Other than Nature's Prophet, all 4 remaining members of DUZA Gaming are in the bottom 4 positions on the net worth chart. So I think that really is a great easy way to explain how this match has been going so far. Silent going to go ahead and drop a call down in the middle of the map there. And, oh, by the way, Gyrocopter's now picked up a Butterfly to go with that BKB. Also grabbed a Helm of the Dominator. He does have the Drum of Endurance from earlier on and the Ring of Aquila, as well as the Phase Boots. So Silent now, he is a real force to be reckoned with. He was before, but now especially. He's got the lifesteal, he's got the evasion, and now he's got the damage to boot, hitting for just about 300 and auto attack there before armor mitigation. Now on the Radiant side, it's not all bad news. Timbersaw has grabbed a Bloodstone. Hey, that's something, but is that something going to be enough? And I would reckon no, it's not, but I'm certainly sure time will tell here. The second Roche going to respawn here. We will see Empire move into the Roche pit straight away. Silent and Mag going to be able to 2-man it. At the moment, looks like there will be a face check there from DUZA Gaming to steal a term from League of Legends, and I think it worked very appropriately right there. Limbo going to walk right into the pit, and he's going to get dropped like he's hot. Going to be an easy kill there for the Firefly Madman that is Bat Rider. We will see Roche fall, essentially uncontested. The Aegis going to end up in the inventory of the Gyrocopter, and oh no, DUZA Gaming in big trouble here. They're going to get chased through their jungle. Down goes the Shadow Demon, down goes the Centaur. Now, Centaur going to buy back right away, so on the field right now, it is a 5v3. All the while, Nature's Prophet is in the top lane. He's trying to pressure that tier 3 tower. Scandal says, don't worry guys, I got it. My ult's on cooldown anyway. I'll port back and deal with that damn Druid. So he goes back. That's going to repel the forces of Nature's Prophet there, and the rest of Empire are going to press forward in the mid lane. A Fissure going to be used, going to block things off a little bit. Silence as well as Always Want to Fly, going to press forward. Let's take a look at the Earthshaker. What's the status of his ulti? It is up at level 11. It does have a slightly shorter cooldown, only 130 seconds, so they will have an opportunity to try and counter pressure here. But Empire are actually not going to find the opportunity they're looking for. They're going to be forced to back up here as everyone from DUZA Gaming going to respawn. We'll see Nature's Prophet try and pressure that bottom lane next, but again, he won't find the opportunity that he's looking for either. So important to note, Batrider now has picked up Boots of Travel. Always a big item pickup, especially at this stage in the game. It is 38-13 here at the 34-minute mark of our first of 2 matches today at Starladder Season 7, Day 21. Thank you for joining us here on Dota Radio, folks. We know you have a lot of choices when it comes to Starladder coverage, and we do appreciate you choosing Dota Radio. So when's it going to happen, folks? Empire looking for an opportunity to deliver that killing blow, to drop the guillotine onto the proverbial neck of DUZA Gaming. They're looking for the opportunity, all 5 of them grouped up about the DUZA base there in the mid lane. They've taken map control. They've even got a nice aggressive ward down, and whoa, a Force Stick going to be used to throw Shadow Demon forward. He's going to get dropped in a matter of seconds there, and down he goes. Look at this ward placement, though. Oh, it's going to get countered as well. A sentry going to come down. Right now, Empire does have great vision into the base. The sentry does counter it, but they're not killing the ward quite yet, so that's a little unfortunate for our Radiant side. I don't know if they don't see it or if they haven't noticed because Empire's killing their tier 3 tower. But a noble effort, and oh no, Timbersaw going to get engaged on here. Now the Centaur going to be in big trouble. Batrider just chasing him down. They're going to dive the tier 4s. Very few fucks are being given by Empire right now as they do dive past the tier 4s and near the well. They're going to be able to grab 3 kills. Nature's Prophet as well as the Earthshaker are the only 2 left alive. Their counter ward going to get taken out here, so their Observer ward in the base will survive. Of course, they do have a Gem of True Sight, so going to be able to take out that sentry, no problem. Naga ulti going to be used. They're going to line it up on Mib, Unstable, and Capron. Call down going to be used. Nature's Prophet going to get dropped. Down goes the Earthshaker. Down goes the Shadow Demon as well. Earthshaker going to buy back. I think he's angry, and he does buy back, looking for an opportunity to blink. He's got the Echo Slam. Echo Slam. There it is. He's going to try to drop the Wombo combo, but it doesn't matter. DUZA Gaming going to tap out. They're going to ruin Earthshaker's fun. Sons of bitches. Empire going to take it, though, 44-13 after 35 minutes of gameplay. A great matchup. I do applaud DUZA Gaming for trying to experiment at this stage in the round robin. I think that's the right call. I think it's what they should be doing, and I do applaud them for trying to experiment. The second pick, Shadow Demon, to try and counter the Batrider. I see it. I see it a little bit. If you can get that disruption off on whoever Batrider chooses to use the lasso on, it can buy them some time. And in that early game, it actually did save someone from death. So again, my hat does go off to DUZA Gaming, but Empire are going to walk away with a much-deserved win. Again, 44-13 after 35 minutes of gameplay.